Hey guys, and happy first day of school for us. It is Thursday, September 8th. It is our first day with students. These last 2 days we've had scheduled back to school conferences, so I met with families. 24 of my 25 I met with, and we've been doing it that way rather than a traditional open house since COVID, and I really enjoy it because you get to sit down with the families and everyone doesn't come in at once. So 2 days of that, now we'll have school today and tomorrow, and then we get a little break and back at it for a full week next week. So taking you guys along for our first day. I'll show you a little bit before school, maybe check in at lunch if I remember, if I'm not overwhelmed trying to get stuff ready. And then obviously we'll check in after school and let you know what we do. So let's do this. First day school vlog starts now. Let's go. I am going to try to get caribou less, but it's the first day, so I need it. All right, I'm here early because I have a few things I wanted to print off. We don't do our morning recess the first 2 days just because kindergartners don't know where they're going and all that good stuff. Just would be too chaotic. So they come to our rooms earlier than normal and they will stagger in because it's from whenever they get here. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask. So I'm gonna do like a word search with all their names in it. I've never had them do this before, but then at least it's just something for them to do for like that 15 minutes while people are slowly coming in and it's not too chaotic. And even though I have the same kids, I want to review expectations and stuff. Like I don't want to let them go at it with the STEM materials and start with mad chaos on the first day. So I just made this on Discovery Education. I entered all their names and then it generated the puzzle for me. And then I just was able to copy it over to Google Slides and type all their names. Because if I was going to print it from them, it was tiny. So anyways, I'm going to print that. Other things I have ready around the room already are the Scoot, just for getting to know them. So there's 26 different questions we'll do just about them, how they're feeling today, about their family, about themselves. Again, I have 19 of the same kids. I got 6 new ones, but things change. So I still want to get to know them and get that info. We also are in a new room. So I saw this on TikTok. It's a super easy room scavenger hunt. I just listed the things I want them to know where they are. I did 24 of them. And then what I did is I put sticky notes on them. So they just have to look around the room and find the sticky notes, and then they would put the number by that object. So like when they see pencil sharpener, they would put a 7 there. When they find the Wednesday folder turn in, they put a 6, and so on. So those 2 things are ready to go for this morning. I'm gonna go grab those copies, BRB. All right, these letters are a little blurry, but it'll do, it'll do. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get some stuff ready, so I'll check in with you later. See you, bye. All right, I am home for my lunch. Going to the lunch line is always slow the first day just because kids, forget their lunch numbers and whatever else. We were backed up quite a bit, so it's cutting it short. I need to eat fast, then go back and prep our STEM challenge we're gonna do after lunch. So I'm just gonna eat quick. I have some sushi, gonna play fetch with Reg for a little bit, and then heading back to school. It's been a really good morning. It is kind of like the honeymoon phase isn't really there when you loop because they're already comfortable. They already know you. So I kind of miss that, but it's still been a very good morning. They're doing awesome. The new kids in our class are doing awesome. And I'll share after school what we did today. All right, day 1 is done. Overall, it was a very good day. I'm gonna go through and kind of tell you what we did. So we kicked off the day with our morning meeting, just went around, everyone said their name and shared one thing that they did this summer. And then we played the game Statues and Guards, just as our morning meeting game. After that is when I had them do the room scavenger hunt. That went super well. It was a good way to get them up and moving and finding the things that they'll need. And we talked about where each thing was afterwards and just kind of set up kind of how like my stuff back there, none of it was numbered, so they don't need to go into my stuff without asking. Like I have the Mr. Sketch markers and stuff. So it's a good conversation there. And following that, I just did my about me slides I had already done them with my class last year, but I had, 6 new students and it's stuff that maybe they forgot. So I always do those, and then I follow it with a Kahoot that covers pretty much the same questions I had just talked about, just for a fun way to get them to know stuff about me, I guess. After the Kahoot, we did that Scoot where I got to hear questions about them. Our principal came in. I would have liked to have talked more about like what their answers were and for them to share at their table, but then by the time all that stuff happened, it was time for us to go to music and gym. Well, pretty close. So right before music and gym, we did this. Our school's new motto thing is like kind, safe, ready. The other elementary does that. We used to have like 6 character pillars, but this is way simpler. More simple? I don't know. I'm tired. So we started just the hallway, since that's where we were going to be going to get to music. So we just talked about how you can be kind in the hallway, how you can be safe in the hallway, and how you can show that you're ready in the hallway. So we did that before we went to music and gym. And then when they came back, we only had about 10 minutes till they went to lunch and recess. So we did it for the lunchroom and for recess as well. When they came back in from recess, we did the marshmallow challenge, but instead of marshmallows, because I forgot to buy some, I did it with ping pong balls, and they had to get their ping pong ball to stay on top so they could tape it or whatever else. So that was actually kind of fun. I kind of liked it better than the marshmallow. But they did really well with that. Following that, then I started our first read aloud, which is going to be the first book of a series of unfortunate events. We started The Bad Beginning. We went outside, or we did our snack. They played some games, and we talked about picking up and that type of stuff of the games and STEM materials. We went outside, came back in. One of my coworkers had gone and bought popsicles for her class, so asked if we wanted them for our class as well. So of course I said yep. So it was hot out, so we came in and had a popsicle. Then we played the math game Skunk. If you've never heard of Skunk, let me teach you. It was super fun. So with Skunk, you spell it out, and each letter is a round, and you have 2 dice. And you roll them, and you could do this with multiplication, but we started with addition. So like for this first round, I rolled a 6 and a 3, so that was 9 points. And kids would be standing up at their spots, and they each have their own whiteboard. And now they have to decide, do they want to keep those 9 points, or do they want to risk it and keep going? And the reason they're risking it is because if a 1 is rolled, you lose all of your points from that round. So if either one of the dice is a 1, you lose all the points from that round. If it ends up being double 1s, you lose all your points for the whole game. So if that happened in like one of the later rounds, all of your points would be wiped. So, like for example, this first round, 9, I was playing with them, so I stayed in. And then the next time a 1 got rolled, so I ended up getting 0 points. So if they sit down, they get to keep that amount for sure. If they stay standing and it ends up being a 1, then they get 0 points. So you do that, and then once a 1 is rolled, that's the end of that round. So then you would go to the next round. So again, these ones, we were getting 1s pretty fast. I got 5, I went for it, ended up being a 1, so I got 0. The U, we all got 0s because it started with a 1. This round went really far. I ended up stopping at 39. It ended up getting to 63 before a 1 was rolled. But I got to keep my 39 points because that's when I stopped for that round. And then I got a 0 right away for the K. But they had a really fun time because like the ones who sat, obviously then were like hoping it'd be a 1, and the ones who were standing were nervous it was going to be a 1. So super fun game, just like, basic addition. And again, you could easily do that with multiplication, and I think that'd be super fun as well. And then after Skunk, we just cleaned up the room, talked about at the end of the day where everyone was going, how they're getting home, and then we played the Wordle. And that was our day in 4th grade. I am tired. It's been a long week, but it's been a good week. So I'm excited for tomorrow, excited for the year, and I will make sure I update you guys soon on what we're doing. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.